Today, we're diving into the Galileo Project, an incredible mission that studied Jupiter and its moons. This program not only paved the way for future explorations, but also answered some significant questions about our solar system. To start with, can you explain the main components of the Galileo spacecraft and its objectives?
Absolutely. The Galileo spacecraft consisted of an orbiter and an atmospheric entry probe. Its primary objectives included studying Jupiter's composition, mapping its atmosphere, and investigating its moons, particularly Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. It aimed to gather data on their geological characteristics, potential for water, and magnetic fields, among other scientific inquiries.
Interesting. The mission faced many challenges throughout its planning and execution, especially concerning the launch vehicle. What can you tell us about those initial hurdles?
The project initially planned to use a modified Titan rocket, but as the Space Shuttle program developed, it shifted to rely on shuttle launches. This transition introduced further complications, such as weight increases due to design changes for reliability and safety, which ultimately resulted in the need for additional three-stage inertial upper stage IUS boosters.
Those changes definitely complicated the mission's timeline. And there was even a significant delay caused by the Challenger disaster, right?
Yes, that's correct. The Challenger disaster in 1986 grounded the Space Shuttle fleet, which pushed back Galileo's launch from the originally planned date. Additionally, there were concerns about safety protocols and the use of plutonium as a power source, which fueled public protests.
It's remarkable how public opinion can impact space missions. Eventually, the Galileo spacecraft was launched in 1989. What were the first major milestones following its launch?
After its launch on October 18, 1989, Galileo executed a series of gravity assist flybys. It flew past Venus in February 1990 and conducted 2 flybys of Earth in December 1990 and 1992. These maneuvers helped gather momentum needed to reach Jupiter, and also provided opportunities to conduct scientific observations.
Right, those flybys were crucial. After these encounters, what happened next in the mission timeline?
In December 1995, Galileo finally reached Jupiter. It became the first spacecraft to orbit the gas giant and separate its probe for atmospheric entry. The probe provided valuable data about Jupiter's atmosphere as it descended, measuring temperature, pressure, and composition during its brief time before it was destroyed.
That atmospheric probe collected groundbreaking data. It revealed the presence of ammonia clouds and provided insight into the winds and thermal dynamics of Jupiter. What were some significant findings from the orbiter's observations after it entered Jupiter's orbit?
The orbiter observed intense volcanic activity on Io, proving it to be the most geologically active body in the solar system. It also gathered evidence of a subsurface ocean on Europa, which heightened interest in its potential for harboring life. Additionally, Ganymede was found to have its own magnetic field, a first for any moon.
Galileo certainly expanded our understanding of Jovian moons. And regarding the ring system, Galileo's findings suggested they were made of dust from impacts on small inner moons, correct?
Exactly. Galileo discovered that Jupiter's faint ring system is primarily composed of particles ejected from its moons due to impact events. This discovery connected the dynamic processes of the moons with the characteristics of the rings, which was a new perspective at the time.
The mission extended beyond its initial timeline, right? Can you elaborate on those follow-on missions?
Galileo's primary mission was extended through the Galileo Europa mission, and then again with the Galileo Millennium mission, during which it continued to gather data about the moons. Each extension allowed scientists to further explore the potential for liquid water beneath Europa's icy surface and monitor Io's volcanic activity.
It's impressive how long Galileo operated, but eventually all missions come to an end. What were the closing steps for the Galileo mission?
In order to prevent contamination of potentially life-bearing bodies like Europa, the spacecraft was deliberately sent into Jupiter's atmosphere on September 21, 2003. This controlled entry ensured that any terrestrial bacteria aboard wouldn't pose a risk to other celestial bodies.
Looking back, what do you think the overall legacy of the Galileo project is for future space exploration?
The legacy of Galileo is immense. It not only provided a wealth of scientific knowledge about Jupiter and its moons, but also influenced the design of future missions. It established methodologies for studying ocean worlds and enhanced our understanding of planetary systems, paving the way for missions like Juno and upcoming missions to Europa and beyond.
Incredible insights. Thank you for such a detailed exploration of the Galileo Project. The mission certainly shaped how we approach outer planetary exploration.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to share these significant advancements in space exploration with you.